Howdy, Immortallium here, and we are back to do the daily modes again in Gamedle. Now, yesterday's episode was, I would say, mostly successful. We did get 3 out of 4. I almost feel like 3.5 out of 4 because, one of them was just guessing the wrong game in a series, but what can you do? Well, without any further ado, let's take a look at all of these. So let's go with Classic first, of course. Okay, so this is some kind of boxing game. Now, I'm not much of a sports person myself, so my first guess would be a Punch-Out. Maybe Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I got it! It was one of the few boxing games. In fact, I'm thinking of wrestling, actually. That's pretty much the only boxing game I can think of, actually, the Punch-Out games. But yeah, so okay, good start. Okay, next up is artwork. Ooh, this looks very familiar. Actually, art style wise, this wouldn't happen to be... No, it isn't. Okay. I haven't actually played Machinarium yet. I do intend to at some point, but I just thought artistically it kind of looked like Machinarium. Okay, so if it isn't that... Oh god, this looks so familiar for some reason. Pipes, chains, and stretching out some kind of flesh sack. How about... It's not Darkest Dungeon, but, I'm gonna just throw it in because I want to get a bit more of the... Oh man, what could this be? We've got 2 wizards here. So I'm trying to think of, like, fantasy-style games that have this kind of thing in it. This thing almost looks like there's a boss in DMC. I don't recall this being here. There is a boss that kind of looks like this in DMC. Okay, so it wasn't, obviously. It also kind of reminds me a bit, I'm not sure, but it reminds me a bit of like a Darksiders game, this kind of portal thing here. So I could easily imagine it being one of those. Project Mercury. Ooh, god, I don't know what Project Mercury is. It's not StarCraft, because I have thought for a moment that this could be like a Zerg thing, but I don't think it is. We know it's not Darksiders, we know it's not Devil May Cry, we know it's not Darkest Dungeon, we know... Well, it isn't a franchise, but... it kind of looks a bit like a Diablo game as well. I could easily imagine this being a Diablo. It isn't. Oh, Well of Souls prototype. Oh, Well of Souls. I mean, there's a lot of things that have that kind of concept in it, isn't it? Well of Souls. My first thought was, do you know, I think there's a Well of Souls in World of Warcraft. And that would match possibly with the design back there. Just, the thing with World of Warcraft, it usually isn't quite so... how to put it now? Like, fleshy. This is just a prototype. So it could be World of Warcraft. That's the only thing I have in my head. Okay, so if it's a World of Warcraft, which one would it be? Because I think, if I recall correctly, yeah, we have all of these. My guess would be either Legion or Warlords of Draenor. So, just to let you know, folks, I used to play World of Warcraft back in the day. And I played through the World of Warcraft, I played through Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, and Mist of Pandaria. But then I dropped it after a while, and so I haven't actually played these other expansions. Which actually I just realized, the 2 expansions I picked out here in this list, I'm sure there must be more than these, but these 2 expansions are the ones that I didn't play. So I've just gone with ones... Okay, so what could it be? Oh, I'm kind of leaning a bit more towards Legion. I think that's to do a bit more with demons. This looks more kind of demon-y. Oh god, if it's Warlords of Draenor. Oh my god, it's Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Okay, so I have played Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. I thought it was an alright game. You know, basically the way... If someone is asking me, what are your thoughts on Kingdoms of Amalur? I would say to them, it's a game that does almost everything good, but it doesn't do anything particularly brilliantly. It just feels like a decent RPG, and that's it. You know, so it's not exactly a ringing endorsement, but, you know, there's worse games to play. I'm trying to remember this scene from it, and I just can't remember, so I have no idea. Well, I just lost on that. And sadly, again, it was on a game that I had actually played, but what can you do? Next up is Keywords, which is where we got stumped last time. Crime Sequel Revenge. I mean, I don't know if crime is quite the word, but it kind of makes me think of Max Payne 2. Prohibition, well, that could also be Mafia 2. It's the correct franchise, since it's a sequel, it's gotta be Mafia 3. Okay, that was just really easy because of the fact that it was like crime and sequel. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too, like, pleased with myself for doing this, but you know what? I'll take the victory anyway. It helps make up for my failure with the artwork. And finally, my favorite game mode, Guess. Oh, I love Guess, actually. This is my favorite. Okay. So I'll start off with what I usually like to start off with, which is Wolfenstein: The New Order. Okay, so it's not first person, so that's good information to get. It's before 2014. It's not first person. It's one of these, or possibly two of these. So I guess the important thing to figure out right now is it a shooter? I guess if you put in the first Gears of War, you would kind of get that. It is third person. Ooh, and we've actually narrowed down the years. It's not a shooter. And actually, that's kind of crazy, actually. It wasn't released for PC or Xbox 360. Which actually, third person, and it's exclusive possibly to Sony platforms. That would make sense because, I mean, it's gotten rid of these two. So these are the three options. So I'm actually wondering, could this be an Uncharted game? Okay, I got the right console. It was a PS3 exclusive. It wasn't published by Sony, though. That's really interesting. So it's exclusive to PS3 despite the fact that Sony didn't publish it. It was released between 2007 and 2010. It's got single player, multiplayer, and cooperative. So what PS3 exclusives had those three modes and weren't published by Sony? I'm just trying to think back now to PS3 and exclusives because it wasn't exactly like, besides the Sony published stuff, I don't think there was that many, right? So it's an adventure game. That's what I'm going to kind of take from the fact that we know it's not a shooter, and we have adventure in both of these. That makes me think that it's an adventure game. It's probably... No, fantasy doesn't appear here. It's probably action, isn't it? Okay. I actually don't recall this being available on this one before. Usually that's restricted unlimited. So this just gives of action. So we know now it's not a sci-fi and it's not a horror. This is usually, because action just applies to so many things, usually better just get rid of it. So it's probably, it could be historical. Now I'm trying to think of like an Assassin's Creed, but they surely weren't any of them exclusive to PS3. That wouldn't make sense, to me at least. Could be fantasy. But like even Final Fantasy 13 wasn't exclusive to PS3. It came out on Xbox 360 as well initially. What other games are there that... Okay, I might need to actually quickly Google this, folks. Ooh. Hadn't thought about this, actually. That was a PS3 exclusive. And it wasn't published by Sony, it was published by Konami. Could be that. No, it wasn't. Okay. I still don't think it was a bad... Well, maybe I should have thought about this. Okay. I just kind of leapt there. Let's go with this category and see what we can find. So, let's just try to figure out what we have here. So it's either fantasy or historical. Could be both and something else as well. It's third person, it's goth single player, multiplayer, and cooperative. Exclusive to PS3, probably an adventure game. It was released in either 2009 or 2010. I'm just wondering with regards to something like, for instance, Tales of Exilia. Like the Tales games. Yeah, they would count as well because they were exclusive to PS3, but they were published by Bandai Namco. They would fit the category of fantasy. The multiplayer doesn't quite fit in. The co-op kind of does because I know, like, I've never seen anyone actually do it, but you can apparently play those games cooperatively where you have multiple people controlling the characters in battle. It's probably not going to be Catan, but... Oh, wait, that was 2008. I was going to put in just to get the year, but actually that won't work. I need to find... I'll accept any one of these as long as it's either 2009 or 2010. I just kind of want to try to get the year now. Could be this one. Oh, this is from Software. Very interesting. They did do a lot of robot games back in the day. Kind of trying to get back into it with Armored Core, it looks like, but... No, that's not an example. That's not that doesn't work. This could work. Katamari Forever. Is this it? No, it isn't. Oh, but we got the year. And actually, we've probably got the publisher on this one. So it's a 2009 Bandai Namco exclusive to PS3. Okay, so now I'm going to look up Bandai Namco 2009. Wait, was it? Wait, I'm actually correct. Yeah, 2009. 2009 games. And let's see what games they released that year. 2009. Okay, we got all of them here now. So, Namco Museum Essentials was exclusive to PS3. That could potentially work, but is that even an option? It isn't. I suspected it wouldn't be. I could use a clue. Let's use one clue and see what we get. You know, folks, I think this is just giving it away. Is this the original Demon Souls? Yes, it is! Fantastic. Also, I want to say as well, Sony, get onto like porting Demon Souls to PC in some shape or form. Holy moly, I want to play that game. As a big From Software well, as a Souls fan, really. I do... I want to play older From Software games, so a lot of them just aren't available on PC. Point is, folks, let's head back to the homepage. So, I believe we got a similar score. Well, it depends on whether I give myself that half point or not, doesn't it? So yeah, we failed the artwork, but we got classic, we got the keywords, and we got the guess. So you know what, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, leave it a like and, you know, check out some of my other videos. Also consider subscribing to the channel to see more of these videos in the future. I stream every Sunday on Twitch around 2 PM Irish time. Sometimes I do it Saturday instead of Sunday. That's just if something's happening on Sunday, I can't actually, you know, stream that day. And also check out Victory Achieved Gaming, which is a channel in which I help guide a friend through some pretty challenging games. We're having some pretty good times with that right now. We've just finished up Ori and the Blind Forest on there, so you can watch our entire Ori and the Blind Forest playthrough there. And I believe that's it. So again, thank you very much for watching, folks, and I will talk to you guys next time. So have a good one.